Throughout your existence, you will be required to convey your messages and your beliefs to other people. You will be required to paint a picture in their heads using mere words. You will be required to plant different seeds of ideas in minds other than your own. You will be required to convince those who do not see your vision yet. You will be required to defend your worldviews and opinions, not by a mere sword, but by something far more powerful. Your words. In some sense, your ability to speak and express your thoughts dictates your standing in the social hierarchy. Any position of leadership requires you to speak your mind in a way that would encourage people to listen. Lately, I've been studying some excellent speakers like Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate. I've been trying to dissect what makes these individuals such interesting speakers and how can I attain that ability for myself. Each time I listened to Jordan Peterson speak, it left me with a feeling like, hey, this is exactly what I felt and this is exactly what I've been thinking, but you just finally articulated it. You converted my emotions and thoughts into words. And each time I heard Andrew Tate speak, I thought this man just exudes raw confidence. He speaks like a man who knows exactly what he's talking about. Now, whether you love them or hate them, it's hard to deny that they are persuasive and articulate. The very first component of being an excellent speaker is being able to express your own thoughts, and the fundamental building block of a thought is a word. Think of your ability to speak like a building. The more bricks that you possess, the more majestic and artistic your creation becomes. The bottleneck that most individuals suffer when trying to become better speakers is that they simply do not have enough bricks to express themselves. Imagine a large tank filled with water. The water inside the tank represents your thoughts, your emotions, your ideas and worldviews. Now imagine that this large tank connects to a tap that is just barely open. This tap represents your vocabulary. All that water is trapped in the tank and is unable to escape, and this can be incredibly frustrating. If your vocabulary is fairly limited, then you're going to have a very hard time expressing what you think and feel. Let me tell you a quick story. There was this really close friend of mine. I had done something that wasn't quite nice to him, but his response to that situation was just blown out of proportion. Even though I knew I was in the wrong, I still felt that he should have taken into consideration the years of friendship and bond that we had together, and should have perhaps been a bit more gentler in his response. The response that he had given me would be more acceptable to a stranger that transgressed him, but not someone as close to him as me. Now, this situation had happened back when my vocabulary was fairly limited and I had a primitive understanding of sentence structures. All I knew was that I felt shitty about his response, but for the life of me, I could not understand why. I could not turn that emotion that I was feeling into thought, and therefore I could not articulate it into speech. It just felt like there was something trapped inside me that desperately wanted to get out. So having a good vocabulary not only allows you to speak better, but it also allows you to think better and truly understand the root cause of your own emotions. The second fundamental component to commanding attention from people is the content. You need to say things that are worth listening to. Going back to the water tank and the tap analogy, if the water tank is empty, meaning you have no interesting thoughts or ideas, then it does not matter how open the tap really is. Your vocabulary is no longer the bottleneck, it's your content. You see, most people work 8 hours a day on career-specific things. They build their content about a niche, and outside that, they are actually empty slates, and therefore their ability to casually interact with someone outside of that niche is just awful. There's no shortcut to overcoming the absence of content. The two ways you could actually fill your content tank is either via experiences or through consuming the experiences of others via books and podcasts. Both of these are pretty much a proxy for knowledge. One of the reasons why people listen to Andrew Tate is because of the absurd amount of wisdom that he has in a bunch of different topics, from martial arts to entrepreneurship to female psychology, and the reason why he was able to accrue this wisdom is because of the experiences that he has had. Being a fighter for years and traveling for your fights all around the world put him in rather interesting spots, and people really like hearing about things which are somewhat deviating from the norm, because such experiences reveal hidden knowledge. On the other hand, someone like Jordan Peterson, who has lived his life in a more stable academic environment, I mean, he's a professor at a university. On paper, that is not very interesting. The reason why people listen to him is once again because of the wisdom he offers. But unlike Tate, a large amount of Jordan's wisdom did not primarily come from his own lived experiences, but rather from the experiences of others. Through the absurd amount of books he has read on various topics, all the way from theology, neurology, psychology, history, his ability to extract valuable information and make information available to the average Joe in a palatable form is the reason why he's such an interesting speaker. Most information-based YouTube channels are pretty much employing the same thing. They're either offering wisdom from their own set of experiences or they are synthesizing information from other sources. The YouTuber Hamza is the perfect example of this. The third skill that will make you incredibly interesting to listen to is the tempo and volume at which you speak. For example, when you speak fast, you exude confidence. you come across as someone who really knows what he's talking about. This is employed by a number of people such as Tate, Ben Shapiro, Destiny, Candace Owens. And when you speak slow, it demonstrates importance and people are almost drawn into you, hypnotized by you. Speaking slow allows people to better absorb what you're saying, and speaking fast conveys passion and enthusiasm. You need to play around with both these tempos when speaking. Remember, whether you speak fast or you speak slow, you need to speak with volume. Without volume, we lack clarity and belief in what we say. It's the lifeblood of our voice. Imagine if I started my YouTube videos like this. Hey guys, my name is Jibreal Khan and I'm into self-improvement, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to speak better. Most people would doze off. Now of course, speaking too loud will make you seem like you're angry and you're yelling, but the truth is most people speak far more softly than they should. Consider a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is a whisper and 10 is you yelling. I personally think that charismatic speakers are often in the range of 6 to 7. One last thing to remember is that in order to truly be an excellent speaker, you need to be present in the moment. You need to have the ability to think on your feet and not be distracted, lost, or have brain fog. There might be things about your lifestyle that could be impeding your speaking skills, so make sure that you check out this video and eliminate them.